guys, Deandra Forman here from One Team Kitchen. So today we're going to focus a little bit more on cupcake decorating and creating edible toppers for whatever pastry you might have. We're just going to switch it up a little bit from cooking to pastries today. So now we're going to focus on making these little edible flowers. You could use on cupcakes or cakes, wedding cakes, whatever your choice is. They're super easy to make. I know you could find them in like Michael's or somewhere like that that sells the whole package of them, but I'll show you how easy it is to make these little edible flowers. So the first thing you need is fondant. So what you want to do is take this piece and pop it in the microwave for 5-second intervals, and it will make it pliable to add colors and make different shapes with it. So we're going to use this sky blue color. So what you need is a Q-tip. So you're literally going to take a little tiny dab from this gel color. This is the fondant that I put for 5 seconds in the microwave, and then you're just going to pull it apart. So the trick with this, you need to stretch it, and that stretches the color throughout the fondant. So I have these silicone molds that you could basically buy from Amazon or anywhere. They will save you hours when it comes to creating these flowers. So the first thing you want to do, here we have the blue that we already incorporated with the fondant. So you just want to pick a little piece off, and it's basically applying it into the mold. So you're going to take that and push down completely. Whatever you have, just pull it off. The trick with this, you don't want to get it on the edges, because then that shows that it's been in a mold, and that's not what you want. So you just want to press down in there and let it go for a little bit. Here we have another type of flowers. So like I said before, the trick is you want to push all the edges off the silicone mold, because you don't want it to look like it was actually in one. You just want the imprint on the flower. You don't want it to look like it was a Play-Doh piece of art. Press down. So now all you're gonna do is literally stretch it out like this. Push your finger underneath, and you just want to pop it out. There you go. And you're gonna do this for all the other ones. So after you've taken all of them out of the silicone molds, whatever mold you had, so you need luster dust. Like I said, you could get this at AC Moore's or any cake supply stores, and also a little tiny brush. So what you're gonna do with the luster dust, you're just gonna touch the tip of the brush like that. And this is what you use to decorate and add some shimmer to that beautiful flowers that you have. You just want to highlight like the edges. You don't want to completely cover all the petals. So now we're making the decorating icing for our cupcakes or cakes. So one of the main ingredients in there is Crisco. A lot of people don't like Crisco. However, this is one of the key for making decorating icing. It holds up very well in any weather. If you want to look here, we already have butter and Crisco going. So you want to let this go for a little bit until it's light and fluffy, and then slowly start incorporating the confectionery sugar, which needs to be sifted. That's the other #1 key when it comes to making this icing, or else you'll have lumps of sugar, and that is what you do not want. Here we have the decorating icing. If you notice, it's very silky, plain white here. So this is what you take and separate it and add whatever color you want. So now I have 3 bowls here. We're going to use purple, pink, and a green. The green is for the Russian tips, which I'm going to show you later on for the leaves. So here we go. We have your gel color. Like I said, you just want a little tip of this color, because a little bit goes a long way when it comes to these. So if you noticed here, so you add the pink. So now I'm just going to take this and mix it around. So you notice it's already spreading throughout that buttercream. So now we have this pretty light pink color. For what I'm going to show you guys with the flowers, I don't like to use dark colors. I'm trying to keep it light and simple, because the lighter the flower, the more it shows on the cupcakes. now we have a classic vanilla cupcake. So this is another little trick that you want to do. You want to just insert the bag over the glass. Here I have a 9mm tip. This creates a classic swirl. So you want to just insert that tip into the bag. And the cup helps to fill the bag. So you want to take that icing that we filled earlier, just insert it in the bag. Like that. So what you want to do, you just want to push that icing down just a little bit. You want to snip the tip and just push the tip down. Push the icing down just to get rid of any bubbles that might be in there. So since we're only focusing on one, I put a little bit of icing. So here's the trick. You want to twist it and use this part of your hand as the pressure point. So here we have the cupcake. So what do you want to do with a classic swirl? You want to start from the end here and work your way all the way around and up. So just hold on to your cupcake here and slowly go around. Keep going. And then pull when you get to the top. So this is your classic swirl cupcake. At this point now, we made those edible flowers that you want to take one from here. So this is a puzzle box that I found is one of the best things to store these edible flowers. It keeps them dry and you can store them for months without anything going bad with it. It's one of the best tools. If you have one of these at home, I recommend you saving it for these edible flowers. So let's grab a blue that we made earlier. And now you just want to take this and plop it right on top. And that just gives it an extra design when it comes to the cupcake so it doesn't look so basic. So here's another design with the same tip. This is the classic cupcake tip. So now we could use the same exact tip to create a rose. So the only difference is from the one before, we started from the outside. Now we're gonna go in the inside and just work your way around, and that will give you that rose effect. Remember, you just wanna twist it, get all those air bubbles out. So here we go. From the inside, hold your cupcake and just work your way around. Keep going till you get to the end, and then you wanna pull. So if you have any ends like that, you just wanna tap them in, and now you have a classic rose. So now we have the same pink and purple color from before. We have the exact same rose tip that we used to create that rose. So now we're just gonna do a slight small flowers all around the cupcake. So just like before, you just wanna get rid of any bubbles that might be in here. So now you wanna take the cupcake. With this star tip, just hold down and press and pull. That'll give you that little flower effect. Same all around the cupcake. So you just want to hold down and pull. Hold down, press, and pull. And you just want to do this all around the cupcake. So you want to build it again. Just up, press and pull, press and pull. And that'll give you that little kind of like flower effect. And then in the top, you just want to press and pull and swirl around, gives you that nice topper there. After we made the final rose on top of this cupcake, what I did, I added a couple sugar pearls on the top, just to give it a little different effect. And then I have a tip of the 349, which gives you a leaf tip. And that just helps to fill in the gaps that you might see around the cupcake. So same like before, you want to press and get any bubbles out that you might have, and that will stop you from creating a beautiful flowers. So you want to take the cupcake, any gaps, hold it, press, 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 and pull. So the motion is press, press, and pull when it comes to creating this type of flower leaf. So here, press, 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 pull. Press, 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 pull. Press, 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 pull. And you just want to do that all around the cupcake. However, what I prefer to do, just the big leaves in the bottom, If you see any gaps, just pull it in. There's no rhyme or reason. You could always like tap in if you think it's too long when it comes to the leaves, and that just gives it a different effect. So here we have a Russian tip. So if you notice the difference, the Russian tip are fairly larger than a normal piping tip. However, this gives you a really beautiful bouquet of flowers when it comes to piping through these tips. Here we have one already in the cup, same process with applying the icing. However, when you do these, they look really pretty if you combine the colors. So what you want to do now, you want to take, I just mixed the purple and the pink from before, so we're not wasting anything. So you want to take this inside the bag, the smaller one. So you just want to take it and paint it inside the bag. So you leave it hollow like that. And then here I made a light yellow color, which I'm gonna fill it inside of it with. That way when you do the flower, the inside of it is yellow and the outside has that purple pinkish effect. So what do you want to do here? You size the cupcakes. I normally do 5 flowers throughout that cupcake. It just helps to give you a nice bouquet. So the same as before, you want to hold it down, make contact, and pull. So if you notice, it gave you that tulip kind of color flowers there. So you want to just do that all around. All right, so you see those gaps? Don't worry about that. We're gonna fill those in with leaves. So the same here, I would just do 2 large ones to fill in the top. So 1, actually 3, 2, and 3. So if you notice, you have those flower imprints there. So now we have the leaf tip from before, and it's the same concept. So in the top, I just do a small little leaf just to fill in that top layer of the flower. And then you just want to work your way around the cupcakes, and any gaps that you see, you could just fill them in with leaves. Or another trick is you take that same tip and just dab it and do a small little flower right there. So you just want to work your way all around. Make sure you get in any of those gaps that might be there. And there you have it. So I just changed that yellow color into a nice peach color, and I used the same purple on the inside so we don't waste any icing. So it's the same like before. Just want to level this out a little bit so that doesn't show. So now it's the same like before, just hold it down and pull. So if you notice, that gave you a nice little rose. Same thing all around the cupcake. So if you notice, I just used the same colors, just add a little gel coloring and created a different color. And the same like before. So we'll do 3 to finish the top. There you go. And then just like before, so now you have this little bouquet, but it's kind of empty. So now we're gonna take this and fill in all the gaps with the leaves. So there you go, same thing like before, just pull, press and pull, press and pull. That's the motion that you want to use, especially when you're trying to make these bouquets. And then now at this point here, I have some luster dust from before. You could just, same thing like before, you have the brush. This one you want to pull a little bit more, and you just want to flick it onto the flower. That just gives you that nice little luster dust effect on the flowers. So you just want to tap, 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 and let it blow over. So that gives you that little extra shimmer when it comes to the little bouquet. I have a multi-flower cupcake now. So what we're gonna do here, so we're gonna hold this one, and all the tips that we did before, we're just gonna create a bouquet with all of them. So we have the rose one, like before, just squeeze it out, make sure you get all the air bubbles out. Hold and pull. So if you see, we still have that purple and peach rose. So now we're gonna do the yellow and purple. Remember, like I said, not all flowers are perfect, so that is totally fine. This one, we're just gonna do a small star. And then remember that small rose tip, we're just gonna do a couple, maybe to this side, a couple small roses. Maybe we could do this one here just to mix the colors up so they don't look like they're too crowded on each other. And we're just gonna do that all the way around. And then this one here. Maybe we could just keep going with that. That might look really cute. Remember, there's no rhyme or reason when it comes to making these flowers. Let's just go with whatever you think will look nice and keep it going until you end the cupcake. So now we have this one with all different types. We're gonna take the leaf like before and just fill them in.